RiverOtic.com.
Harry Potter show gets announced, and I'm pretty excited. I'm like, wow, maybe we're going to get a faithful adaptation of the books. We'll get a lot of the stuff that the movies missed, and this will allow a time the show to breathe. I think it's made for a series, and if it's cast correctly and you have the right people involved, this could be the biggest show on earth. I still think it's going to be immensely popular and watched by a lot of people, but HBO went out and made the dumbest decision you could possibly make. This was the easiest layup in the world. All you had to do was adapt the book. All you had to do was cast everybody pretty accurately. It's already diverse. There's nothing you needed to do. Nobody would have complained if you just cast a white Snape. They decided to go with black Snape. So we were just waiting for what's he going to look like? Is he going to have straight hair? Is he going to have jerry curl? Is he going to have an afro? They gave him dreads.
Casting a black guy as Snape is one thing, but then going so far to into the stereotypes with the dreads and the zipper outfit and the tracks, it's just like
the tracksuit is hilarious.
What are they trying to do?
Because of the memes, I'm so happy they went in this direction. Because
Absolutely.
The memes have been glorious. So I am so happy about this.
So they released the trailer yesterday. What overshadows the trailer completely is Black Snape, who's in it for maybe a second, maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all anybody's talking about. It's not ratioed, but the downvotes on it are insane. Really absolutely insane.
And it's around 230,000 likes to like 130,000 dislikes, and the dislikes are growing. It was completely it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Completely and totally. If Black Snape hadn't been in this, if they just cast a random British dude from off the street who probably looks pretty fucked up anyway, it would have been a better, and by British, I don't mean the ones that are stabbing people. Just a random, actually English guy.
Somebody who looks like Disparu.
Yes. Would have been fine. No one would have said anything. But now you have this. And look, Gary, you talked about how you were excited. I was hesitantly excited. Like, if they do this right, this could be awesome. But it faces challenges of its own. Sure. Remaking a series, albeit as a television show as opposed to a movie franchise, 15 years after we saw the last one in theaters, when there's so many people that are big fans of those movies that have those characters in their minds as the characters that they play. Like now when they read the book, they see those people because there were a lot of castings that were so spot on for that. You got some things working against you for something that's not going to be quite the same. And then you do this, and it's fucking retarded.
And when the rest of the trailer, I mean, there's nitpick stuff in there for sure, but it looks fine. If it wasn't for Snape being completely off book, the show I would be like interested in the rest of the show. Now I hear the showrunners talk about adding stuff that's not in the books or in the movies, and I'm like, okay, now you're going off book completely. I don't trust you at all.
So much for that faithful adaptation.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's inevitable. If you're going to add stuff in like that to, make things make a bit more sense, but it's another if you're going to do that, but then also cut other things that people might actually want.
The whole story is told through Harry's perspective, and you're ruining that.
And now it's not going to be.
That's inevitable. This is why the race swap, when people are like, well, it wouldn't have changed the story or whatever, even if that was true, you are already like breaking the dam. You are changing one thing, and that just means you're willing to change more. The moment you change anything, it just makes the next one easier and the next one easier. And then you get down to what is he going to have, like a multicultural London ethnic accent? Is that what's going to be next? He sounds like your random guy off the street down there. And so you move further and further away from the original source material. This is why with all this stuff, it's like, no, change nothing, or it's just not an adaptation. You can't like compromise because they'll just take advantage.
What's interesting is when watching this trailer, eliminate the Black Snape controversy from it, and you're just watching this trailer. And to Brian's point about this, I'm not seeing anything that stands out from the movies that we've already seen. And it just seems like a recreation of all of that without John Williams' score.
It's not necessary.
The music is...
Yeah, the Harry Potter fandom is huge with these theme parks and just whatever. The video game that just came out a few years ago, massively successful. It's a huge IP. Right now, the trailer, I'm looking at it, Perry Chan's Black Snape has more impressions on Twitter than views on YouTube for the trailer of Harry Potter. Harry Potter has 7.2 million views. Perry Chan's Black Snape has 7.8 million impressions right now.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
We should just point out that Twitter views and YouTube
that's why I said impressions.
That's
That's why I said impressions. But still, having only 7.2 million views from a Harry Potter series is crazy. Now I understand because the lay of the land is different, but even like the Spider-Man trailer had like nearly 20 million views in 24 hours on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think they're in big trouble. And right now, regardless of how little Black Snape was in it, that's literally, if you look at the comments section, if you look at social media, if you look anywhere, nothing is being discussed but Black Snape. That's it. That's the narrative.
It crosses political divides as well. Like, just if you're a fan of Harry Potter, you have a problem with one of the central characters being changed, Snape. And like you said earlier, like this changes the context of everything, the way Snape is treated and the way Harry
hanging
treats
from a tree.
Snape. And like everything is
hanging from a tree with a bunch of white people.
And it is your fault.
A white girl leading him on.
Chasing a white
then,
girl,
chasing a white girl, the white girl leading him on, and then dumping him for the racist who's picking on him.
Right.
You know,
Harry,
he does all of his spells with chicken feathers and house cat teeth now.
his name is Papa.
Everything about this is a walking meme. Every decision they make, all of that.
It didn't have to be, man.
To Ryan's point, this is just the dumbest fucking decision I've seen with the TV show in a long time. Probably this century, it's the worst casting decision because it was unnecessary. That's why Papa came out a week ago and they did that fucking article run where he said, well, I got death threats. Well, for one, welcome to the club. But you know how you could have avoided all of this? Not taking the role. Casting Snape properly. Warner Brothers and HBO knew exactly this was going to happen. That's why they got out in front of it before the show came out. And we've seen this fucking song and dance a lot before. Kenobi is the best example.
Well, but to that, I don't take any of these death threats online seriously until Ewan McGregor is in a car telling me that I'm no longer a fan of whatever IP is involved. That's when I know it's serious right there.
I will accept my marketing team come to me and say, right, we have a death threat here. Okay.
In fact, somebody could AI that Ewan McGregor response and just change like, you're no Harry Potter fan in my eyes. You know?
Look, it is hard to have sympathy for this gentleman because one, we've all gotten death threats, so it's like, welcome to the club. And
welcome to the internet.
What did he expect? He took on the role, right, of a beloved character that he knows he does not match at all, and people say it's just getting a paycheck. I don't know. If someone approached me to play Blade, I would think, me portraying Blade, I feel that like that would be disrespecting the character because I look so different from him. I couldn't do
makeup.
it.
I'm gonna be real.
You can do it.
If somebody came up and was like, "Hey, do you want to be Black Panther and have a job for the next 10 years?" I'm saying Wakanda forever, baby. Like, I don't.
Everyone who replaces any popular character or position player, like Dio got death threats for replacing Ozzy in Black Sabbath. Did he get those because he's a midget American and they were species swapping? No, it was because he replaced Ozzy.
I've said this many times. Some of the most hate that I've ever seen for a casting was Ben Affleck as Batman. When it was announced. And turns out that he's very popular now. Everybody actually loved him as Batman. But at the time, that created a firestorm. It's because he's white.
And it was because of Daredevil.
Yeah, it was that and just his fame. I mean, Ben Affleck's so fucking famous. You bring Daredevil into it, J-Lo into it, all this shit.
I think the point is it didn't happen because of any specific thing. It is just what happens.
Yes.
You're just going to get it. There are people out there that will throw death threats at you for anything.
It should be clear. So, it doesn't make it right and it doesn't make it okay. Yeah. Nobody should be getting death threats because they get cast in a movie or a television show. It's actually retarded. However, considering people will get death threats when they say they like one fruit over another or one dessert over another. That's what the internet fucking is. It shouldn't come as any surprise.
I say their TV is a CRT.
but it is it is natural, and this happens when you make something like the original Harry Potter that's so beloved, and then you make another one. Everyone's going to compare you to the original, and they will doubt you until they see you. And it's your job to win them over. But to come out like this, especially if you thought this was your defense, like this early, it's going to be a long year before this show releases, and you're already pulling out all of your trump cards to try and win over people by attacking people against
Trump.
Oh yeah.
The last time it was defended this early on in the year, and it came out the same year, was Rings of Power. They started around the same time.
Same thing happened. Exact same thing happened. Yep. It was a black or red flag, whatever you want to call it, showing what Disbrew talked about earlier. Well, if they're willing to break the rules on this, what else are they going to break the rules on? And
well, I think the more concerning part about that whole death threat interview that came out was when he said, you know, the abuse just motivates me to do more to make the character my own. And
please
to be honest with you, there's not a single person in the world that wants you to take a beloved character in a work of fiction, in a book, whatever it is, and try to make it your own. We want to see that character interpreted on screen. Like, here it is. But the abuse fuels me. It makes me more passionate about making this character my own. Nobody wants that, you stupid fuck. Because I think of how I felt as a kid. I would imagine myself at Hogwarts on broomsticks, and the idea that a kid like me can see themselves represented in that world, that's motivation, and not be intimidated by someone saying they'd rather I died instead of doing work I'm going to be really proud of. You know, it's crazy. There's actually a little black kid on a broom in the fucking books. His name is Dean Thomas. Maybe they should have given him more respect in the movies. The actual black character gave him more of his total role. Maybe they can use his show to do that instead of race swapping one of the most important and complex characters in this series. But when I hear your dumb bitch ass with your fucking zipper and your dreads and all your dumb shit, when I hear your stupid ass say shit like this, it confirms to me that you have no idea what this series is actually about, because you had that. You saw that. You didn't need to race swap Snape to see that already, you stupid fuck.
And on top of that, like,
this whole thing is manufactured. This whole thing is manufactured. The whole I've received death threats thing. It's so that he can he can do this. And the reason why they don't amplify an already black character is because it's not about amplifying a black character. It's about taking a white character away from white people. Always has been, always will be. That's the fucking plan. Where can we take something away? That's why race swapping consistently continues and continues. It's about taking away, taking away, taking away. Captain Black Falcon America, take away white Steve Rogers. Doctor Who, take away white Doctor Who. That's the whole purpose of this. It's never going to change. The left are the most racist fucking pieces of shit to ever exist on planet fucking Earth. They always will be, because instead of actually saying what they feel, they will take race, they will take ethnicity, gender, sexuality, and they will twist it and pervert it and act it as a shield and a sword and hide behind it every time they gain criticism. They are the biggest cowards to ever fucking exist, and Hollywood's full of them.
And the actors are dumb enough to fall into this fucking trap every time, because it doesn't really. They love it, but it doesn't protect them. It protects the idiots who made the provocative decision and the corporation. It doesn't really protect the actor. And like, listen, you took the fucking job. Don't tell me you didn't know this was going to happen. Yeah. They all knew this was going to happen.
They all did.
Totally. No, but it's ego that does it. Like, it fuels me. I can make it my own. They like the attention, even if it's negative attention. It's like an angry child. You don't care whether they break something and the parents are there, as long as they get the attention that means that they're important.
And same thing the writers
take over
do.
Somebody else's makes them feel good.
Well, the motivation behind this decision was social and political. That's it. It was not creative. It was not merit-based. They knew exactly what they were doing. They handpicked this character to race swap. And as I mentioned in my video, race swapping is inherently racist, because you're trying to make, as said, something less white. So you're fighting racism with racism. And the whole attitude of Papa Asiadu and everybody around this is, well, they need this casting decision. They need to accept this, because they have internalized bigotry, because they just want to see a character adapted properly on screen.
They figured the fan base would be amenable to it. Like, I love that lib Harry Potter fans who have turned this franchise into like a formal confessional religion are now torn between reflexively defending the race swap and shitting on absolutely anything having to do with J.K. Rowling. I love that they're now stuck at the riverhead there.
Well, it's showing that the majority of the fandom doesn't give a shit what J.K. Rowling thinks.
There you go. Because she's only made more money off of the property. It's only doing better. Like we saw with the numbers on the video game that came out. It exploded despite all the people going, it's a blah, 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 blah. didn't do shit.
But look at Shooty Gathwa as Doctor Who. Shooty took on the role knowing exactly what it entailed, knowing exactly why they did it. And then when it no longer served him, because Hollywood came along and said, hey, Shooty, come over here. We got some shit for you. He went, fuck off, Doctor Who, and dropped it like a fucking hot potato.
I thought it was the stunt.
I think you can understand that, though. I mean, I can perfectly understand why a Rwandan would not be as connected to Doctor Who as an Englishman. That just makes sense. So I think this is one of the issues with
Scottish,
these people.
Oh, we were told he was Scottish.
Yeah, that proud
he has lots of
Gatwas,
when he turns up at like a Scottish castle, they're like, "Yep, what's that, Gatwa? We have your tartan."
He was there with William Wallace on the battlefield.
As predicted, the memes have been fucking phenomenal.
This is some of the best memes I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
I mean, these are freaking incredible, man.
And the Half-Blood Crypt.
Oh my God. This is so good. The fact that they put him in that look.
Dude, the dreads were unfucking believable.
They gave us a template, man.
Like, should they have done that, or should they have done like the straight black hair meme hair that we have been seeing?
The Jimmy Butler haircut.
I wish he had the straight hair like a pimp. Yeah. That would have been great.
Oh no!
Oh man! What have they done to Dagon Alley?
Talk about Nocturne Alley, man.
I was just there.
His appearance is important because of the vibe that he constantly gives off.
Master has given Dobby a glow.
Block 19.
Now Dobby must put a cap in that.
Dobby burst.
I don't know, but this is what happens.
He's getting a high point at best.
If I saw this and they told me this is a meme of Snape, I would have thought, oh, they full on AI'd his outfit and everything to make him look like total. No. Like, no, all they did was add sunglasses and give him guns. I'm like, really?
Looks like it belongs to the next Matrix movie.
No,
if he takes his cloak off, does it have pamper going all down his arms? That would be brilliant.
That's the thing. If you see that first look that they showed, that shot of him in the zipper fucking outfit in the snow, there's not a single person in the world that wasn't aware of the situation. That if you were like, "Hey, what is this from and who is this?" They'd have no fucking idea. No. All of the other characters, say whatever you want about whichever castings. I think Nick Frost's voice is really bad as Hagrid. But if you showed those characters to people that are Harry Potter fans, they'd immediately be like, "Oh, that's John Lithgow as Dumbledore. That's Jen McTeer. She's supposed to be McGonagall." All this shit. No one could have said that is fucking Snape. It didn't look like it.
God.
I know that's a Snape airline.
Black Snape mode.
Because the reason why Snape's outfit in the movie was based that way is because it was old English formal wear. That's what they used to wear. And now they're not just changing, like race swapping something, they're modernizing the show to bring it into the current age. It's exactly what Starfleet Academy did. Old Star Trek was this, it was too old, it's dated. We need to get younger people into it, and so they start changing more. And I think as it goes on, you'll see more weird details change for like modernity reasons, make it more Zoomer proof.
Ryan, do you think this is still taking place in the 90s?
Based on the outfits, it looks like it to me, doesn't it? Yeah. Like based on the way Vernon and Harry are dressed in the Muggle world and stuff, it feels like. By the way, Vernon needs to be fat as fuck. Why does he look like he's in good shape?
Normal, yeah.
One of the earliest like world building things in the book was the difference between the clothing of Muggles and the wizard world. Yes. It was there's people walking around in cloaks and stuff. It's very strange, right? That's what Vernon was saying.
With a giant top hat.
Make him dressed in with a zipper and a tracksuit. It completely fucks up the world building of it. At least for me. Like it's the little stuff like that sets
it's standing
Harry
out
Potter's
a little bit. You know, and there's other criticisms too. The trailer looked like it was shot by Miguel Sapochnik from Game of Thrones. It was all dark and devoid of color. Yeah, turn your TV. Yeah, maybe it was my TV.
The thing is, I wouldn't mind that color grading when you're in the Muggle world, right? Like as a way to show how kind of shitty Harry's life is and how dark and dreary and kind of with no hope there is. And then as you introduce him to the magical world, you brighten those things up, because I think that's the one thing the trailer's missing. It doesn't feel as magical or whimsical or as fun as I think it should. Did they do some things that showed them having fun? They did. With the music not being as playful as I think it could have been, you don't get that vibe.
And it's got a little bit of that beige filter, like that early 2000s. Yeah. I was saying last night on my podcast, it's like the FX network version of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like,
like a piss filter.
Yes, it takes place in Mexico.
Like, could they?
This isn't a bunch of stuff. This isn't a bunch. This is a problem in Hollywood right now. A lot of stuff looks like this, and I don't know exactly what it is that's causing the problem, or it's just a taste thing. It's bad though.
Why does John Lithgow's Dumbledore look like he's trying to explain why they found secret tunnels underneath Hogwarts?
Here's the bloody mattress, William.
Now, the other image that they shared of John Lithgow as Dumbledore, he actually looks really fucking good.
That looks good.
He looks very Jewish there, actually.
That was my whole joke.
That was a joke.
That was Ryan's joke.
You're welcome.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. So it's coming out this year, which I couldn't believe that when I saw it, but it's coming out this Christmas, and it's going to be every couple of years. We're going to get a series. They said something about getting it done in 10. I don't think that's going to happen. John Lithgow is going to be 92?
How much money is going into per season?
Some people are lying. There's a bunch of fake reports out there that it's $1 billion a season and shit.
Yeah, it's not. It's 20 million an episode.
It's on par for like a Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon episode. Now, I bet they did spend a bunch of money up front building the sets that they're going to use for the next 10 years. But I think they're going to try to get this one out Christmas and try to get Chamber of Secrets season out next Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be easier. The earlier books, they'll be able to do that faster. It's the later books.
To do the first 2 or maybe 3 in 3 years, at least airing. A year apart from each other. After that, it's going to be too tough, I think.
This show is going to be a cultural shit show. All right. We got the J.K. Rowling, people who hate J.K. Rowling. We got Black Snape.
It's kind of like Hogwarts Legacy, you know?
We got a little ditty called Midterms around the same time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's going to be fun. But it's going to be a disaster because there's essentially they've made it for nobody because the people that they're pandering Black Snape to already hate it because of J.K.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
I think
you're not winning them over.
The Harry Potter TV show trailer is Muggle. Yeah, it's going to be fucking nuts. Now, do we have that video from Instagram of that really masculine gentleman talking about backing up Black Snape?
Oh my!
Yikes!
I think he'd like to back into Black Snape.
Well,
in the brain, knowing that you have no sense that God gave you, as well as if your parents drop your ass in the sewer somewhere without being.
It sounds like Gary trying to read an ad.
I'll read my next ad like that. I'll use my gay voice.
I can't understand the accents at all.
Your regular voice,
that's what
fuck you, ass. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
Every character don't have to be just one race. Let me tell you like this, especially one of the most iconic franchises.
Okay, Black Panther, white. Okay, Blade, white. Let's go.
Make Blade white. See what he says.
Let's play this game, buddy.
Ryan, remind me what happened when Aaron Pierre was rumored to play Black Panther.
Every black person freaked out and said, "That boy too light skinned to play Black Panther, son." Yep. That's what happened. But I thought we pulled this up because this was going viral. It has 1 fucking like. Where did you?
Turns out it's Gary.
That is viral right there.
I watched Grizzy roasted on his channel and I was laughing my ass off. So I don't just play viral clips, Ryan. Okay.
And I don't care who you are, where you come from, and everything else too. Let me tell you something. We are not 1826 no more. You are not going to be.
We're not 1826.
What did they just say?
What's that got to do with Britain?
We're not in 1826 no more.
Oh, okay. It's a very specific year.
Yeah, really.
Sweetheart, you know.
I like the menacing music in the background.
Disrespecting him. You disrespecting him. You disrespecting me and my people. Even though we are God's people, doesn't you have the right to disrespect us? Just because you disrespect yourself, you don't know who you are, and you be aged badly, that doesn't mean that you hate on this man.
Disrespecting a fictional character. That's what they're doing.
Why is he wearing dazzle camouflage?
I don't know.
No, I think
why is he wearing Catwoman's domino mask?
For one, he's a lot lighter skinned than Papa. So I don't know if I don't know.
My nipples are darker than this guy.
And whatever character he want to be, let him be. And y'all just shut the fuck up and get a life and get yourself a facelift.
Yeah.
What is it? Turn the guy's the gayest possible ending.
That's a good man. I'm going to use that.
That's the most RuPaul Drag Race ending I've ever heard in my life.
Get yourself a facelift.
Don't forget
Your raggedy ass.
Damn straight.
Facelift. I love it.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh, it has just begun. It is so good. They deserve this. For this decision, they deserve all the fucking heat they're going to get. And they tried to get out in front of it and say, well, if you call this out, you're a racist. And most of the world said, okay, fuck you.
Nobody fucking cares anymore.
Yeah, nobody cares.
They've overused that word. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And of course, we'll be covering it when it comes out. Ryan and I will be covering it for sure. And I think it'll be really successful the first couple seasons for sure. A lot of people will be watching it. Snape's, he's prominent in the first one, but not as prominent as he gets later. And his storyline won't affect much until later, but that's when it does. Like fundamentally change the themes of Harry Potter's. The best meme was the one that points out that Neville's biggest fear is a black man hiding in a closet because of the boggart. It's like, oh shit! I didn't even think of that. That's the question.
Like, do you think that they're going to fundamentally change Snape's story because of the?
I think they could. Ryan, what do you think?
They 100% could, and that was one of the things that I was looking forward to seeing because as much as everyone loves Alan Rickman's portrayal of Snape, it's not really book Snape. It's different. It's not as complex.
It's Alan Rickman's Snape.
If you just watch the movies, you'd be like, oh, wow, he was just a good guy the whole time. And it's like, well, he was doing good things sometimes, but he did just as many evil, terrible, awful things. He was a very complicated and complex person.
He is Snibbles.
And him being black can absolutely change the way that any of that stuff is perceived. In the first couple seasons, it's just going to be, wow, Harry really thinks the only black teacher is fucking evil, doesn't he? Like, that's the first couple seasons. But then as it goes on, it is going to get very complex.
That's the danger is if that is what they lean into. They lean into that and go, oh, he's being prejudiced against him because he's darker and he's scarier and he's That's what I'm afraid they're going to do.
Sorry to spoil here, but the one thing that surprised me at the end of the book was Harry giving his kid Severus Snape middle name. I'm like, huh? Why? Because up until the very fucking bitter end, and even then, it's questionable. He didn't like Harry. He never fucking liked Harry. Everything he did was for her. Everything he did was for Lily. Everything he did because he was a fucking simp for a woman who didn't want him. But he hated Harry.
He did, but like Snape's, the last, 15, 16, 17 years of his life were spent dedicated to protecting Lily Evans' son. While at the same time trying to make James Potter's son's life a living fucking hell. Right? It just so happens that those are the same person. And that's what I mean by it's very complex and complicated. And if you just watch the movies, you don't understand that, which is why as much as I love Alan Rickman's portrayal, it could be way better if you have the time to delve into these things. And once we start getting into his home life and his hand-me-down clothes and him getting bullied by a group of white dudes and all of these other things that you learn about Snape, if he's black, even if you give the writers complete benefit of the doubt and you say, they're not going to make those. They're not going to push that type of thing in it.
No,
it doesn't matter because of the appearance of it and how people will perceive it and the things people will say about the content.
And listen, I love the story, but J.K. Rowling doesn't dot every I and cross every T. So there must have been some point where Harry learned more about Snape as time went on. But what we're shown in the book, we have to assume that. For most of it, we assume that he did it for love, but he still didn't like Harry.
However, and one of the reasons Snape gets so pressed when he gets called a coward and shit like that is because he's going through an intense amount of shit, to pull off the things that he's doing. In a lot of ways, he is very brave, even Dumbledore with his, sometimes I think we sort too early Severus, right? That was his implication that Severus should have been in Gryffindor because of how brave and courageous the things he's continuing to do and play both sides this entire time. And I think ultimately Harry, by seeing Snape's life in flashbacks, has a lot of respect for what he did despite the bad actions, despite the terrible things that he had done. And I think it shows a lot about Harry Potter and his ability to love despite all the things he's been through, to decide to honor that as opposed to hold that grudge. But now he's black, so who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
right.
What the thing is with these changes is they tend to compound and snowball on each other. Wheel of Time had something, they changed the magic system, and they clearly didn't think about the future, so they changed well, that's a bit inconvenient, well, also that. And then you're like, what, 3 books down the line, that's going to do, and you end up in an entirely different place than you started. And that's, the later series of this are going to be, even if the books weren't written that way, I think they're going to end up in a much different place.
It'll be interesting.
Able to help it.
It will be, but JK signed off on this, supposedly.
She's very happy about it.
Well, I mean, she was asked once about it, and like, what else is she going to say? She's not going to go, it fucking sucks. I hate Black Snape. That would be funny, but she's not going to say that.
Encouragement clause, just like there is for probably George R. R. Martin, which is why he had to delete his blog posts. But let's just keep it in perspective. The trailer for the Harry Potter series came out. J.K. Rowling tweeted about 150 times yesterday about trans people, and once replied to somebody and said, "I'm so happy. It looks great." About the Harry Potter show.
Of course she's going to say that, but I think that
she hasn't met any of the actors.
Well, we were told at first she was going to be involved, and maybe her involvement was in the writer's room, right? But it was never on the set. The thing is, when the movies were being made, Ryan, she was on the set a lot. She knew the actors quite well.
Yeah.
So I think let's do this show. You're a little, I'll use their terminology, sorry, problematic. So let's keep you off in the distance, and we'll try to make this show without with as little controversy as possible. Now we're going to cast a Black Snape. Jesus Christ. We just had a show where, I mean, at least for season 1, it's definitely got a weird casting for season 2 now, but A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which just adapted the fucking story. It was a fun story. Everybody loved it. Nobody complained that there wasn't nobody that mattered complained that there was like a lot of white people there. It just was a good story, and we need to go back to that. And they need to not give a fuck, but they always will. They'll always do something like, and even with The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they fucking did it.
This is Dr. Dina McMillan. So she says, my mother taught us Black American history when we were in elementary school. The vast majority of those incredible stories of courage, intelligence, savvy that we learned have never been told in plays, film, television. Instead, the left declare bullying into white history is the win. This is creating another generation of people who believe Black people have never accomplished anything, and the only way to prevail is to push ourselves into the history and stories of whites. Subconscious effect equals Black people become more insecure and entitled and believe bullying is how you win. Racism doesn't decline if you only change the target. Anti-white racism is still racism and doesn't improve the circumstances of Black people. Trumpeting and increasing our own accomplishments is the only way forward. And she shows some of the examples of the like race swapping that we've seen. And
hold on, this bitch followed you?
Wild.
Yeah.
But what she said there is actually policy.
Black people fucking love me, bro.
Oh, she follows me too. Wow.
But what she said there is actually policy of the British government that for all the people coming across, they want them to have some kind of hold onto British heritage and feel like they're part of the history. And so that's one of the reasons they're going back and changing all the kings to be like, oh no, they've always been here. So that you have an entire generation that doesn't realize things have changed in very recent years. And so I think a lot of that is in entertainment. A lot of people will watch entertainment and think that's the world. That's how people's perceptions are formed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But she was really well said. And we'll see this Christmas.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
I'm different. Dark eyes don't flinch, just glimmering. House points, man, miss me. Came from pain, they history. Same blood, they fear, they diss me. But they copy my brew, still sip me. Side eye from the portraits. Cold stone, but my soul scorched. They teach where I'm from.